On Valentine's Day, I received a piece of news that completely broke my heart. The date photo of my boyfriend Bob and his childhood sweetheart Lucy appeared naked in front of me. In the photo, the candlelight dinner that Bob carefully prepared and the diamond ring worth $52,000 seemed to mock my 5 years of hard work. Lucy also sent a message, "Scarlet, your boyfriend is so thoughtful. He even brushed his teeth before kissing me." I sneered and posted the photo on Instagram, adding a sentence, "Let's send blessings to the newlyweds together." Then, I threw the carefully prepared Valentine's Day dinner into the trash can and turned to the hotel. The next morning, my phone was filled with missed calls and messages. Bob called the most, followed by my dad and my bestie. Bob sent me a message in a rage. "Scarlet, are you crazy? You are destroying the reputation of Lucy and me. She is just my friend. She cried yesterday because of something about a colleague, so I went to accompany her. Can you be more rational?" I was stunned for a few seconds, blocked his number directly, deleted the message, and called my dad back. My dad didn't sleep all night, and the first thing he asked was, "Are the photos sent yesterday real?" I told him everything about Bob and Lucy. He was silent for a few seconds, and said in a hoarse voice, "Well done, you have been wronged in the past 5 years." I took a deep breath and tried to suppress the bitterness in my heart. My dad was right. Bob and I have been together for more than 5 years, since our sophomore year, and we planned to get married this year. But Lucy, Bob's ex-girlfriend, has been haunting me. She and Bob had been in love for 8 years, and she quickly found a rich second-generation man after breaking up, but was dumped because of infertility. Since then, she has begun to pester Bob and even provoke me blatantly. Every time I get angry because of their ambiguous behavior, Lucy will sneer and say, "Scarlet, if I really want to be with Bob, do you think you can still be his girlfriend?" Bob's indulgence makes her more arrogant, but now, I've had enough. Bob disappeared for several days in a row, and I found inner peace. Just after my birthday, I received a strange phone call. It was Bob, and he said gently, "Scarlet, wait for me after get off work today. I will pick you up for dinner." I smiled and coldly refused. "Mr. Wright, we have broken up, remember?" He was a little impatient. "Stop it. I surrender. What else do you want?" Every time he flirted with Lucy, he would disappear for a few days, and then come back to me as if nothing had happened. I always deceived myself into forgiving him, but now, I think all this is ridiculous. The house contract expires next week. I won't live there anymore. You take your stuff away. He was anxious. "Are you crazy? Where should I live then?" I said coldly, "Whatever, it has nothing to do with me." Then I hung up the phone. In order to prevent him from harassing me again, I blocked his new number. Soon, he sent a message, "You usually get off work at 6 o'clock. I will wait for you downstairs at the company. Don't think too much. Lucy is just my friend." I got off work at 6 o'clock, but waited downstairs at the company until 10 o'clock. Not because I wanted to see him, but because I wanted to settle accounts with him. I wasted my youth, but I can't waste money. He didn't come, so I took a taxi home. At this time, my bestie Lisa sent me a screenshot. "Scarlet, look at this bitch. She is addicted to seducing men. So obscene." It was a photo Lucy posted an hour ago. Bob was cooking, and she captioned, "The man who cooks is so handsome and manly." I replied coldly, "Very good. I hope they can be together forever." Lisa suddenly changed the subject. "Scarlet, I have shocking news for you. My new colleague is Lucy's college roommate. She gossiped to me today, saying that Lucy's infertility was not due to physical reasons, but because she had many miscarriages. The rich second-generation man broke up with her because he hated her. Can you guess how many times she betrayed him when she was dating Bob?" I smiled. "Bob has a girlfriend, but he still keeps in touch with his ex-girlfriend. He deserves to be cheated." Lisa agreed. "TSK, you're right. The two are a perfect match. Scarlet, you are blessed to be able to see clearly before getting married." As soon as the takeaway was delivered, the door rang. It was Bob who came back with Lucy. I don't know how many times he has done this. If it was before, I would definitely go crazy, but now, I just watched coldly. Bob looked at me eating the takeaway, with a trace of guilt on his face. "Lucy had a stomachache today, so I made her soup. You know, her body is not as healthy as yours." I replied coldly, "Excellent." He was about to explain, but Lucy interrupted. "Scarlet is so lucky. Bob, you have been cooking for her for the past 5 years. But even if you treat her so well, she is still not satisfied." I glanced at her from the corner of my eye. Her expression was innocent and envious, but her eyes were full of arrogance. Sure enough, Bob's face changed instantly. "Enough. Stop arguing." I sneered and looked at him coldly. Lucy complained that Bob was very nice to me, but in fact, he only cooked for me once a month at most. Today, he made this dish just because he felt guilty about me after having an affair with Lucy. In addition, most of our family expenses in the past few years have been borne by me. I know that it is not easy for him to make money, but he still saved money to buy a diamond ring for Lucy. Thinking of this, I took out a bill from my bag and handed it to Bob. "You'd better transfer the money to me within a week at the latest." Bob looked at the bill with panic in his eyes. I said, "You misunderstood me and Lucy." I said coldly, "No need to explain. I believe you. Everyone believes you." He was anxious. "Scarlet, why are you making trouble again?" I silently picked up the takeaway, walked into the room and locked the door. Bob kept cursing outside the door, but Lucy's voice made me more and more disgusted. Scarlet's temper is getting more and more irritable. "Bob, I'm so sad for you." Bob said confidently, "She dare not leave me." Lucy said proudly, "Bob, let's go to KTV. Sing a song for me." Bob agreed. After hearing the deafening sound of the door closing, my heart calmed down again. The next day, Bob didn't go home all night. I received a call from my former boss Anna. "Scarlet, I opened a new branch near your parents' home. You can consider whether to come to work for me. If you agree, I can offer you an annual salary of $600,000, which is twice your current salary." Anna couldn't help complaining. "I am very good at judging people. Believe it or not, your boyfriend is a jerk. Don't let him hold you back." I smiled. "Anna, okay," she said excitedly. "Although you are young and inexperienced, you do a good job and are calm. If you work hard for me, I will treat you well." I said gratefully, "Thank you, Anna. Anna is the right person to help my career." Now that I have seen Bob's true nature, I plan to seize this opportunity. After Anna hung up the phone, I quickly told my parents the good news. My dad said excitedly, "Honey, you are great. Come home soon. We will celebrate for you." Thinking of how I didn't care about my family all these years, my heart was hurt. After graduation, I followed Bob to the city despite my parents' chance opposition. For the past 5 years, he has been the center of my life. He has a weak stomach, so I often cook for him. His salary is not as high as mine, so I transfer money to him from time to time. Even if he encounters difficulties at work, I will help him solve them. But in the end, he continued to take advantage of me and became more aggressive. At this time, I just planned to do my career well and live for myself. The next day, I submitted my resignation to my boss. My boss wanted to keep me, but I was determined to leave, so he had to organize a department dinner to send me off. At 11 o'clock in the evening, I returned to my door and heard noisy sounds coming from the living room, accompanied by deafening music. I frowned, took out the key and opened the door. The scene I saw made me even more angry. My carefully decorated living room was now a mess, and the originally clean floor was covered with ribbons. There were more than a dozen people sitting on the 2 sofas. Some of them looked familiar to me, and they should be Bob's friends. In addition, there were some girls I didn't know, who should be Lucy's friends. On the wall of the living room, there was a particularly eye-catching banner, "Happy Birthday, my Princess Lucy." So, they held a birthday party at my house. Seeing me coming back, Lucy pretended to be innocent and took Bob's hand. "Bob, Scarlet is not angry, right? Wasn't she very tolerant to you before? Why is she so stingy now?" Bob looked gloomy and accused me unhappily. "Today is Lucy's birthday. In order to help me save money, she specially invited everyone to the house to hold a party. Everyone had a great time. Stop making trouble. Go back to the room first." I walked in front of the 2 people, and everyone around them stepped back tactfully. Then, there were only 3 of us left in the middle of the living room. I smiled and took out the bill again, and threw it in Bob's face with a bang. "Mr. Wright, you have 2 choices. First, pay me back all the money I spent on you in the past 5 years, including rent, a total of $150,000. Get out with your new girlfriend. Second, I will lock the door and call the police to sue you for illegal trespassing." As soon as I finished speaking, Bob's friends looked at him in surprise. Isn't Bob's monthly salary more than $20,000? Why does Scarlet have to pay rent?